What's going on, you pound cake, pud-pulling, pusillanimous pussy farts? I'm Toxic Male. That is Fat Punisher. Welcome to Grunt Speak Live.
I'm down to 196.4 this morning.
Yeah, but still, this is where you come to get the inebriated truth in a world gone mad.
Oh, God. Yeah, listen, there's never a shortage of the insanity coming up now.
No. And we have decided to devote the first 30 minutes of this show to a particular bit of insanity. Courtesy of a guest, we have Wrecker74 from the chat on the line. How you doing, good sir?
Doing good. How about y'all, gentlemen?
We're doing good. Can't complain.
Good. Pop's drinking his last bottle of piss.
Hey.
What?
Hey, his girlfriend looks like a dick, bro.
Yeah.
No, we haven't replaced that yet.
No. Oh, yeah. You got to get a new girlfriend, don't
We
you?
got a couple more bottles of that. Yeah.
Pop is sleeping alone with Miss Michigan.
Well, the thing is if I buy that, I just drink it. It's so good.
Well,
I can't
that's why
drink
you're
that.
down to 195 now? Because you swore off women?
And booze. For the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And for those of you who are on new tech, you will be rejoicing because after Wrecker's call tonight, we are going to be adjourning to new tech early for better butts and for the kind of stories that you really can't talk about on YouTube without getting a talking to.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah. So, Wrecker, good sir, from what I know of your situation, you were a correctional officer in the process of becoming a sheriff's deputy, and then some shit went down, and I turn the floor over to you and Sergeant Pop.
All right. So, first of all, how long have you worked in corrections?
I was in corrections for just shy of 3 months.
Okay, so you just started and you wanted to jump up to be a sheriff, correct?
Yep,
All right. Are you still working in corrections?
I am not.
Okay. Well, what are you doing now for work?
Right now, I am just a mechanic. I tried getting into the transporting business, but I was almost killed in a car wreck back in June, so that kind of blew up in my face, quite literally.
That'll do it.
That'll put a damper on things.
Okay.
So right now,
So tell us what happened when you tried to become a sheriff's deputy.
so I was in a very podunk country area, I'll put it that way, in Mississippi. And I would have become a sheriff's deputy. I passed all the tests and everything. The only thing left to do was the polygraph. I went to go do it, and it took about 4 or 5 hours. And towards the end, the investigator that was giving the polygraph said that you're lying about something, you're being deceptive, the whole charade to try and get you to crack. I told him, I haven't been involved in any of these things that you're saying. I'm not lying to you. And then something just clicked in the back of my brain. And I said, hey, I know of someone who has done something that I had heard through rumor mill, but I was not involved myself.
All right. That's where you fucked up. All right.
Right.
They were actually doing a fishing expedition. My opinion, my personal opinion here is they had no intention of hiring you. And they were just sweating you to see if they could, come up with anything to fuck you up with. In my opinion, of course.
That's what I'm thinking, because I'm not from that area at all, and I stick out kind of like a sore thumb, so it makes sense.
Okay. All right, what happened next?
So after that ordeal that day, they sent me home and just told me to come back into work the next morning, 6 a.m. My tongue's not working, doggone it, per normal schedule. So I came in 6 a.m. and everything just seemed fine. I was doing my thing, and around 9:30 that morning, they called me back into the same room that I had done the polygraph, and there was the captain of the patrol and the fire marshal.
Okay.
And they basically said, sign this piece of paper and you're good to go. And I said,
hang on.
Hold on.
Hang on. Explain, what piece of paper were they talking about?
So It was basically a contract of sorts saying that I sign away any and all rights to a lawyer, Miranda rights, constitutional rights, you name it, I was signing it away. That way that I wouldn't be involved and I would get off scot-free according to them. Well, I heard Pop on my shoulder because I love the administrative violence stuff.
Yeah.
And I could just hear Pop saying, "Don't sign shit."
You're damn right.
That's absolutely correct.
So I told them, I'm not signing it. And they said, "No, you're going to sign it." I said, "Like hell I am." So they get up, walk out of the room. They're gone for about 5-10 minutes. They say, "You going to sign it?" I said, "Hell no. I know my rights and I want my lawyer."
Yep.
So at that point, they picked me up out of the chair forcefully, threw me up against the wall, patted me down, and handcuffed me with my own custom handcuffs.
Okay. That sounds bad.
They then, oh yeah. And then they proceeded to march me through the sheriff's office in front of God and everybody.
That's standard operating procedure right there. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
And stripped me down, took my clothes from me, put me in inmate's clothing. Then about an hour passed, and they took me to the courthouse, which was a block over. Put me in, all the shackles, foot shackles, body shackles, all of that.
Okay.
Damn.
So put me in a cop car, shuttled me over there in front of the judge, who was pretty much the only one in the room. They read off the charges and set my bond at $8,000.
Okay.
Now, what were the charges, just so we're clear?
It was third-degree arson and conspiracy to commit insurance fraud.
And they got off all that from a rumor?
Well, they brought in a fire marshal who confirmed it actually happened. That's why the fire marshal was there.
They still can't prove that he was even
No, I know. And
there.
what would have happened if he'd have signed that paper? You'd have been going downtown for like 3 to 5 years, man.
Yeah.
Well, with the charges from the research I was doing, I was facing up to 30 years.
Well, first offense, you're going to get 3 to 5.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I've never been in trouble with the law or anything like that. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know people who have, and maybe I know a little bit about this.
Oh, man. So after they set your bond and everything, what happened after that?
I was finally able to get my phone call where I called my wife while she was at work. She had no idea this happened until about probably noonish.
All right.
And she was finally able to get me out. Got me a bail bondsman, all that. Got out at around probably close to 10, 11 o'clock.
Okay.
So I was in jail for about 10 to 12 hours as a quote-unquote inmate.
All right.
After that, I had to check in with my bail bondsman every Friday until the case was settled. And the first sign that I had gotten of anything progressing, I went and got a really good lawyer, which was not cheap at all.
I know. I got you.
So the first sign of things actually changing was on March 11th.
All right.
So this happened when I got arrested. It was December 17th of 2021.
Okay.
My lawyer had written several notes to the DA's office, to the court, saying, "Hey, this is what's called a Gary rights violation." Basically, they violated my Fifth Amendment rights and used my, what they considered a confession, which wasn't.
Okay.
And used it to criminally charge me, which they could not do according to Garrity rights, if I'm saying that right.
Because they would have charged if you signed that piece of paper, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It'll went from conspiracy to you the guy who did it.
right. So March 11th, I went to do a bond check-in to make sure that I hadn't skipped bond with the sheriff's office. I went up there, and they're like, "Oh, hey, you don't need to check in. Your case has been dismissed." I'm like, "Well, what are you talking about? No one's told me anything." So they're like, "Yeah, no, your case was dismissed. The other defendant in your case pled guilty and said you were innocent, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Okay, this kind of sounds like a trap."
Well,
so
all right.
So I called the DA's office and actually spoke to the DA himself. And allegedly, it was dismissed. But my attorney had scheduled a evidence hearing because when it comes to stuff like what I was dealing with, you were supposed to schedule a evidence hearing before I was even arrested.
Okay.
They skipped all that and just flat out arrested me with zero evidence.
Okay.
Other than my word.
All right. So you have violations of what is it? The Fifth Amendment.
Due process.
Yeah, due process, illegal imprisonment. I mean, the whole deal. What major city, big city, is closest to you? Now I'm talking like a big city with because you said Podunk.
Yeah.
All right, Podunk means there's not a lot of people. Now, this
is about an hour and a half, 2 hours from New Orleans.
All right. This is what you need to do.
There's your problem.
You want to sue these dudes in federal court, you need to go to New Orleans and get an attorney that handles federal lawsuits like this. All right. And my opinion, I think the statute of limitations, I think you got 36 months. You could fill out, get the paperwork and file a pro se lawsuit against the police department in federal court and then shop for a lawyer. If you want to do that, because this is a lot of. I mean, you can get a lot of money from this.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I've been told by other lawyers that didn't even want to touch it that this was a multi-million-dollar federal lawsuit and that all parties involved would be charged with federal felonies.
Correct. And the thing is you need to find the big cat attorney in a big city, because let me tell you something. All right. For whatever reason, the attorneys in these big fucking cities are hungry for work. All right. Now you say, hey, this happened to me, blah, blah, blah. You bring all the information. The cop the lawyer looks at it and he goes, okay, where are the deep pockets I could go after for this? And it's a fucking city or a county, since it was the sheriff. So there are deep pockets there you can go after. So, I mean, I would highly do that. Did you file a formal complaint with the state in regards to what happened with the sheriff?
I have not. I'm not exactly the most knowledgeable about stuff out here.
All right. Well, you're going to have to get up to speed on this because, you're going to need that information. And you need to get motivated because this is going to be an uphill battle for in the beginning. Once it gets momentum, they won't be able to stop it on their end.
No.
So have you done a Freedom of Information Act request for all records regarding your arrest and imprisonment?
I have not.
You need to do that tomorrow.
I would also FOIA request any cases that this particular combination of prosecutor and judge, everybody has worked on, and see if they've tried similar shit where they had nothing and essentially tried to get somebody to sign something without reading it, and it magically turns into a conviction that gets overturned down the line.
And here's the thing about police. They can lie to your face, and it's totally okay, but you can't lie to them at all. Otherwise, you'll get in trouble.
Qualified immunity.
So chances are, when you're sitting in front of a cop and they want to fucking start talking to you, like, hey, look, you can lie to me. I don't know if you're telling the truth or not. So, I'll confront all this evidence in fucking court. If you want to make this fucking shindig kick off, then let's do it. But yeah, I mean, literally, it was a fishing expedition, and you walked right into that.
Thank God you didn't sign that, because if you had...
Because guess what? If you'd have signed that, they would have said you actually confessed to the crime, and then you're on the fucking hook.
Yep. Like I said, I heard Pop on my shoulder saying, don't sign shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what was this that caught fire? The arson, was it like a car, a home?
It was a truck.
A truck. And this was important enough to try to throw a dude who's just looking for a job into the meat grinder.
Well, they already determined they weren't going to hire him from the beginning. They were just going through the paces.
I know, but it's horse shit.
It is. It is a bunch of horse
well, we don't
shit.
want to hire him, so whatever. Let's just fuck with him. Let's see if we can throw him in jail for 30 years. Or were they doing this for kicks?
Well,
this is messed
up. If it's a
podunk
department, they probably need to pad their numbers or some shit.
Holy shit.
So here's an interesting little fact about not the prosecutor, the investigator that was doing the polygraph. His son was a correctional officer a few years before me, and he had gotten fired. And so after that, this investigator had a chip on his shoulder, and this was confirmed to me by several people who had been there longer than I had.
All right. That is, drama, knitting circle shit. You're not going to be able to really bring that into court unless you have people that will testify they were there when they heard it. And you know what? You're going to get a lot of that anyway. So in the grand scheme of things, that's a point of navigation, but it's not the destination.
Right. But yeah, so on March 11th, I called and talked to the DA. He said it was dismissed. My lawyer had scheduled on March 24th a evidence hearing that they never did because violation of due process. They didn't give a shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had no evidence to present.
Right. So I called my lawyer, told him what was going on. And he said, show up to court on the 24th until we hear otherwise.
Yep, because they could be lying to you.
Yeah. They might have been trying to get you to jump bond.
Yeah, and then they fucking hammer you and keep you in jail for like 6 to 8 months.
Yep, so I kept checking in with my bail bondsman. I showed, so the day before, March 23rd, I got a call from my lawyer's office saying, hey, the case was dismissed. We just got notification, yada, yada, yada. And you can go up and on the 24th tomorrow to go pick up the dismissal papers. I'm like, okay, sounds great. I go up there on the 24th and I go talk to the clerk and she's like, oh, well, the prosecutor hasn't been in today and he'll just email you the dismissal paper.
Nope. Okay.
All the nope.
So I called the lawyer. I told him what was going on. And he said, don't worry, I'll handle it. Well, that was on a Friday, I believe, and on that Monday, I got the email with the dismissal papers, printed it out myself, made copies of everything.
Okay.
And then go ahead.
Then what happened?
Pretty much radio silence for a while, until about May. After we got dismissed, my lawyer immediately petitioned for expungement, but it was not expunged until May 23rd or 24th, I believe.
All right. Do you know it's been expunged?
Yes, I actually have all the records right here in front of me.
Okay. Now I'm just going to give you a piece of advice here. If they take your picture, take your fingerprints, made you do the perp walk, all of that is still in their database. They have not deleted it. All right?
Oh, no.
And guess what? Sue the shit out of them because it's in the database and it shouldn't have been in there. All right. And you can also look at what is it? You can look at your FBI file and see if any of the dings that happened you show up on what I'm trying to NCIS or no, I don't.
NCIC.
No, it's a national. Oh, God, I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna have to get back with you on that one, but you can.
We got your email.
Yeah, you can hire a private investigator to pull your entire criminal history.
NICS, is that it?
I don't. It might be. I'm not sure. It might,
Okay.
But you can and see if it shows up at all. If it does, they fucking are lying to you, bro.
Yep. But yeah, so it was expunged, and then I haven't heard anything since.
Dude, it's like some My Cousin Vinny shit.
It is.
You know, like the out-of-town guys coming through just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. They look funny, so we're going to charge them with the crime.
Yeah. And quite
Rambo.
And quite literally.
Rambo, yeah, there you go.
Listen, man.
They drew first blood, not me.
Yeah. I mean, I've been interviewed by the cops a few times. Normally, I'm just like, what does this pertain to? Now, if it's something that happened and I might have seen what was going on, I might be more, ample to help them. But if it's like, oh, no, we got to talk to you, got to come down, I'm like, absolutely fucking not. It's not going to happen.
No.
If you need to arrest me, call me, let me know there's a warrant. I'll turn myself in. I'm not playing that come find me game. All right? Now.
Yep.
Now, that's my advice to you. Have you set up a GoFundMe to try to get some funds to pay for an attorney?
Don't use GoFundMe.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is the one? Give, Send, Go?
Give, Send, Go, yeah.
That really never crossed my mind. It just, I was more focused on, which day was going to be my last day of freedom more than anything else.
No, I got you. Now, here's another thing you can do. All right. You call attorneys all the time, and if they don't have the stuff in front of them, you talk to them on the phone. Yeah, a lot of times, normal people don't convey properly what's going on. So what you should do is draft a letter and make it, at least 2 pages long that goes into detail in an outline form. On day 1, this is what happened. Day 2, blah, blah, blah. And, let them know exactly what happened, who was involved, all the processes, that took place. And, and then you attach all of the paperwork to that, put it in envelopes and mail physical copies to these attorneys. Or, this is even better, you drive to their fucking office and hand it to them and look them in the fucking eye. And say, hey, this is a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. It's a slam dunk deal. Here's the information and the outline of exactly what happened. Please get back to me. Let me know if you want to take this case. And if they call you back and they say no, you go, hey, do you know anybody that would be interested in getting paid? And listen, there's a lot of federal attorneys down in the South that are more than willing to start fucking people up for shit like this. And you might have to look for an attorney out of state because this is a federal thing. It doesn't have to be in your state.
Gotcha.
True story.
If you're you can go to Florida and get a federal attorney there to file in federal court in Florida. And then they could, they could try to bitch, moan, and complain that they want it brought to the federal court in your state. Fine. Not a problem. But guess what? When the attorney from Florida travels back and forth, all that mileage, all that horse shit, when you win, they got to pay for all that, not you. All right? Especially...
Yep, punitive damages.
And, quite literally, you go, this is a pro bono slam dunk deal. It's not going to require an ass load of work. All right. I have all the information right here. I just need to have this fucking, launch. And don't fucking settle. They'll be like, well, we'll give you $250,000. Listen, One of the main reasons our police department, all the laws, all the horse shit we have is so off the fucking rail is because people settle, you sign an NDA agreement, and then you can't even talk about it after that.
Yep.
All right, and then they're just going to do it to the next guy.
Yeah, no.
And here's another one. You can actually probably, if the prosecutor actually charged you, you can look into a malicious prosecution against the prosecutor as well. Because that's that motherfucker's job to know from the get if they can actually do anything or not.
And they would have known. They would have known.
They would have known.
That is insane, man.
But how are you doing now? What's going
on? Besides getting, in and out of the transportation business, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's been rough because getting arrested, having the local paper put my name, face, my address.
Yeah, listen, that's another huge lawsuit right there.
Yep.
It's a false arrest. You're in the fucking paper. They ruined your fucking life based on bullshit. Yeah.
That's libel.
Well,
if it's in print, it's libel. Slander is spoken.
No, I understand. But if he the newspaper is probably covered because you really were arrested and you really were charged, and it is their in their preview to do that.
Yeah.
Right now,
but still, I mean, you're talking about an all-out character assassination based on nothing.
Absolutely correct.
Nothing. You need to rake these fuckers over the coals and sue them back to the Stone Age.
Yeah, and the best way to make that happen is do what I told you to do. Another thing you can do is you can write your congressman, your representative, and your governor, the assistant governor, and you can make a complaint, I believe, with the attorney general of your state in regards to what happened to you. All right, listen, don't be quiet about it. All right, do you live in the same county as these shitbags?
No, I live in the county southeast of them.
All right, so that's good. So they really can't fuck with you then if you're not in their county.
No.
Do you know any? Do you have any cop friends that live near you, or do you know any cop friends?
I have a few cop friends. I come from a military law enforcement family, so.
All right. Have them do criminal checks on you.
Okay.
And then you don't have to pay a private investigator, and you're getting it right from a fucking cop.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. My advice to you is you're going to have to turn the dial up on your IQ another 20 points. You're going to have to ramp up the administrative violence, and you're going to have to go to war.
That's a fact.
And then listen, if you win a couple $1,000,000, if you pay your attorneys, whatever, and you get done, you're going to probably wind up with maybe $800,000, maybe $700 on a bad day, depending upon Bidenomics. That's enough money to, invest like 2/3 of it, and then use the other 1/3 to get the training, education, or any of the crazy, tools, guns, or whores you want to fuck with. I got you.
Well, of course, I have to help restock the bar as well.
You got a what?
I said, of course, I have to help restock the bar as well.
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool, too.
Much appreciated.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, bro, and like today's episode, we're doing a lot of overreach stuff, and we're talking about all the crazy stuff that's going on. And what it sounds like to me is the lawmakers, the prosecutors, and the police look at the Constitution as a hindrance to them doing their jobs.
Yep.
Okay, that nothing could be further from the truth.
Especially when you're talking about leftoids. They want the other side to adhere to it, but to them, it's just this pesky little detail that they want to sweep aside.
Correct.
Because, it was written by white racist slave owners, and therefore the entire country is tainted. Let's not talk about gender theory.
I know.
Written by
what's a woman? I'm not a biologist.
A pederast and child human experimenter.
Okay, and here's another thing, too. When I told you to do the write-up and get all the evidence you can, and then when you present it to them, they quite literally, it's going to take it to another level.
Yep.
Meaning, like, especially if you file a pro se lawsuit and you throw that in the packet with all of the write-up and information, that says you're not fucking around. Straight up. And here's another thing you can do is you can go after all these, you can try at least to go after all these people individually as well. So you can sue them in their work capacity, and then you can go after them personally. And then you can go after their 401ks. You can lien on their house. You can make them sell cars. You can royally fuck these people up. All right, and administrative violence. You could do a bunch of anonymous complaints that certain sheriff individuals rolled you and took a bunch of your cash and drugs and then just left.
Or planted evidence.
Yeah, or planted evidence. Dirty cops. I mean, right now people are going all over for that shit. But that's a side note. That's just above and beyond if you really want to turn the heat up on these people.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's why he called in. I think Wrecker wanted to talk to Evil Pop.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but that's exactly how it should go. And they'll call you up once you file a lawsuit, and they'll make some threats like, we can recharge you and we can do all this stuff.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And you should be like, this is your response. Talk to my attorney. All right. In the future, anything you need to say to me, you talk to the attorney first. And on a side note, fuck off and hang up the phone.
Hear that?
Damn right.
Now, granted, if this was, how should I phrase this? My mind is slipping here. Yeah, you're going to have to go for the jugular. You're going to have to do some legwork. And it wouldn't hurt for you to have any other cases similar to this in your state, as you can add that in the packet you give to the attorney because you're doing some of the research for him.
Okay.
All right. But that's pretty much what I got for you right now.
Roger that.
All right, man. Hey, keep watching the show. And please share it with people because it's saving people's lives.
469.
Most definitely. I mean, I think the last calling y'all did, I told y'all about me and my two buddies. So we're all 462, 463, and 464.
Yes. That's why we do this, man.
All right, man. Well, we're going to jump off here, but keep us posted on what's going on.
Absolutely.
Will do. I'll join y'all on New Tech.
All right, man. I'll talk to you.
We'll be there. Take care, Wrecker.
Later, guys.
All right. Now, listen, what he's telling me is very similar to what happened to a friend of mine. Came back from Arkansas, bought a car when he was down there, had the title, and all of a sudden he gets arrested because the car's been reported stolen. Possession is 9 cents of law, especially when you have the title you have the title. I mean, it's technically his.
Yeah.
They threw him in jail. Now, I didn't get involved right away because he was kind of an asshole at the time. Listen, he was like my best friend. His name was Richard. He's dead now.
Well, everybody's got that friend who's like, It's like, yeah, he's an asshole, but he's kind of my asshole.
Yeah, he was the other half of Gleep Clop and Floop-de-doo.
There you go.
And he calls me up like 4 months later. He's like, hey, man, this is like real jail. I have like one sheet and I sleep on concrete. I have no pillow. I haven't seen a doctor or judge. I mean, literally, they give me one meal a day, sometimes two. So I made some phone calls. Letters were written. And within 4 days, he was back.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you know how to turn the bureaucracy on its head, it's amazing what you can get it to do.
Yeah, and I told him the same thing. I'm like, sue the fucking shit out of these people, everyone involved. Right. He was like, I just want it to be over with. I'm like, okay, fucker.
I've heard that before, and it pissed me off when I heard it.
Well, that's a beta defeatist mindset.
Yeah.
I just want it to be over. No,
it's
over when you. It's over when you're standing on their bleeding corpses, and your buddies are feeding them into the wood chipper for fertilizer. That's when it's fucking over.
Allegedly.
Just saying.
We're not encouraging any crazy hobbies.
No, let's not go full Fargo on it.
Let's not go full Fargo on it. It'd be kind of weird. But it does. It reminds me of right about the time when you and I met. I was going through this. I used to work for a company. Went belly up. The guy who ran the company rifled through everybody's W-9s, so he had everybody's tax information, everybody's social security numbers, set up a dummy corporation under the name of the dude who was dumb enough to have everything signed over to him. Oh, yeah, I'll take over the contracts and get all the money. What could go wrong? It'll be fine. He loves me. He would never do that. Well, yeah, set up a dummy corporation, had the client send him a whole bunch of checks, and then left this dude holding the bag. I found ironclad proof that it was done. Identity theft, fraud, the whole deal. I gave it to him gift wrapped. Oh, I just want it to be over. Dude, I'm offering you college tuition for both your kids.
Yep.
Oh, I just want it to be over. Whatever. Fuck you then.
Yeah, but that's just it. A lot of the people who say that are the sheeple who, the majority of the people are sheeple.
Yeah.
Listen, all right, there's an old Greek philosopher named Redonkulas, and he lived to be older. But in their society, when you turn 16 to 18, all of the people in a certain demographic are drafted into the phalanx, which is part of the army.
Yeah.
And he's like, without question, this is how it always pans out. Out of every 100 swinging dicks I get, 10 of them shouldn't fucking even be here. 80 of them, no matter what they fucking do, they'll be nothing more than targets. 9 will be genuine fucking fighters, and we are glad to have them. And 1 will be the warrior. And it's my job to find him because his job to bring you fucking home.
You're damn right.
That 80 people, those are the fucking sheeple. All right? That's just the way their numbers work.
It sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and listen, and if you're pissed off and you need to fucking make some shit happen, don't be the sheeple. Don't be one of the useless shields that's just there to be a target.
No.
Fuck.
Try to be the warrior, or at the very least, be a really fast-moving target.
or be the one warrior or the 9 fucking brawlers.
There you go. Those guys usually wind up being good bouncers at the titty bar.
But the thing is when I was training guys, I saw the same shit.
Yeah.
So.
But I have to ask. It's still just a little after 8:30. Should we get into the beginnings of what we're diving into here tonight, so people can understand why the title is different on YouTube?
Yes, I think we should.
Well, I mean, it's important to ask, how does this all tie in? Well, if you don't curb authoritarianism where you see it,
it just grows.
It grows. And most people are those, well, I just want it to be over people.
Yep.
Well, we saw what happened in Canada, which does not have a Second Amendment, and this is what you get. At least 10 dead and 15 wounded across 13 locations in Kanuckastan's Saskatchewan province in a mass stabbing spree with suspects still at large.
Wow. 2 men did all that?
Yeah. 2 men went on a rampage across Saskatchewan using knives. See, now, this is an argument for common sense knife control. You should have a 2-day mandatory waiting period when you want to get your knife, and you should never keep your knives, spoons, and forks in the same place at the same time. That's not safe. You should make sure that your knives are out of reach of your kids. You should have a trigger lock on your knife. And oh my God, folding knives, that's an assault knife. Assault knives are bad. Machetes are the scariest ones of all. And don't even get me started on swords. It makes my balls shrivel.
Yep. Wow.
This is ridiculous.
Now, look, I mean, if they were allowed to carry pistols, these guys probably wouldn't have got away with this.
Exactly.
They did. Somebody would have shot them.
If you had a Second Amendment in Canada, this would never have happened. They would have gotten one, maybe two people before people realized what was going on. Bang, bang.
It would have started there.
Done.
And they may have got one or two people.
And then it would have been over.
Sorry, or going to the great beyond. But, sooner or later, the dude perpetrating is going to get his blood pressure lowered to 0, and that'll be it.
Yep. A pound of flesh? Oh, well, that sounds painful. Here, take 2 of these. Done.
Yeah. Well,
massive manhunt is underway. Now, does anybody know? I'm not sure. Has anyone found these guys?
Well, how many days ago did this happen?
Let me see here. This was originally posted on the 5th, so yesterday this must have happened on the 4th then. Unless it happened early in the day and this was a later loading.
Well, you can always do a search to see if they found them.
Let's take a look.
Do you have the perpetrator's name?
The perpetrators? Well, these are the 2 suspects anyway. Let me see. Canada...
Mass stabbing
suspects. Let's see what we got. One suspect found dead.
Yeah.
Brother remains at large.
Oh, it's his brother. Okay.
Yeah, so they're bros.
How did he die?
Let's see here. Was the suspect's mass stabbing in Canada left 10 people dead, has been found dead with injuries that do not appear to be self-inflicted. So did they go scream on each other?
Maybe.
You know, at the end of the movie, they're like, all right, we got to make sure you don't go too deep. You fucking kidding?
Whew.
Yeah, by the way, these guys totally look like Sandersons. I'm pretty sure this is an assumed name just to look at them. I mean, maybe I'm off,
who knows?
I'm off base here. But these do not look like Sandersons.
Yeah, I don't know.
They look like Sandersabis.
Sandersabi. They don't look like brothers, though. They don't really.
Maybe they're stunning and brave indigenous community people.
Maybe they're half brothers. They don't actually look like full brothers to me.
Maybe, or maybe they tried to whitewash the picture just like CNN did after the Waukesha massacre.
Maybe.
It's like, these guys, he looks too black. We got to make sure we lighten it up to further our white supreme pizza narrative.
Yep.
But this is not the only place, or should I say, but this is not unique at all.
No.
It's everywhere where there's no guns. Record high knife crime reported in gun-free Britain. This was January of 2020.
Taiwan.
Yeah. Police logged year-to-date in September of 2020 44,771 knife crime offenses.
Wow.
40% of the 617 homicides in 2019 were committed with a knife or a sharp object. Knife crime in Britain hits record high as offenses reported every 11 minutes.
Let's just do a search for knife crime in the USA. Let's see what we get.
Knife crime in the USA. Couldn't have asked me for this yesterday.
Listen, I have a TBI, bro.
I know, man. All right, let me see. FBI stats. Oh no, we can't let people see this. FBI stats show knives kill far more people than rifles in America. It's not even close.
Mm-hmm. And you want to know what's even deadlier?
What?
Now, I don't want this to happen, but I've had visions of this, and I write my novels that are 100% raw evil. But just imagine this. You're in a tightly confined space, and there is a gun-free zone, and somehow you pull out a katana. Not one of those pussy-ass katanas. I'm talking like a real fucking katana, like one from Cold Steel, which are not that expensive. You could quite literally kill dozens of people and wound probably 2 times as many before they take you down.
Yep.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. FBI shows 3 times as many. Oh, yeah. My God.
Like handguns and firearms are still up higher on the list.
Uh-huh.
But if you're demonizing AR-15, that's a rifle.
Yeah, let's demonize knives.
Yeah, let's demonize.
How about we demonize fucking cars when people drive them through crowds?
Yeah, I mean, what? We get 25,000. No, actually, no, it's more like 50,000 traffic deaths every year. Half of those are under the influence of alcohol.
Mm-hmm. And let's, hey, what about the assault lighters?
Yeah,
for
the
all the
assault
people
lighters.
who
Yeah.
smoke and get cancer.
Yeah, assault vaping.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just happen to be breathing that shit near people. We don't want it.
Oh, well, vaping is just making smoking, 4 times more efficient. So,
Allegedly.
well, you think about it. It's like pretty much raw nicotine in there with flavoring.
Yeah.
And the amount they can breathe in, I mean, it's insane. But that's a side note.
Side note.
Side note.
And then, of course, there's China. China's stabbing problem. Why are mass knife attacks so common? This article's only a month old.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday's knife attack is the latest in a series of such incidents that have led to 100 deaths in the past decade. That's really not very much. It is often found that the common culprit is a lack of mental health infrastructure and more than 100 million people in dire need of it. Well, if I lived in a communist shithole, I'd probably need psychiatric care too.
And, well, they also have, communist health care, which is not really that good.
Yeah.
Look at that. Whew.
Yep. Knife attacks. Yeah, there was, I remember the one in June of 2021. There was one dude stabbed a passersby in a pedestrian shopping street, killing 6, injuring 14.
Yep.
But,
And listen,
guns are the problem.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Stabbing a human being as a human being is the equivalent of mental rape if you have any type of morals at all.
Just that scene in Saving Private Ryan where the Nazi slowly stabs the dude to death, like looking right in his eyes, that is difficult to watch.
I know.
You know it's fake, but it's still hard to watch.
Yeah. And listen, I mean, you pull out a knife and you're like, this is going into that motherfucker.
Yeah. And I'll be fine.
Yeah. I'll walk it off.
Walk it off. Yeah, you got to be careful with those bowie knives. Them assault knives, they'll just jump up and start stabbing people on their own.
No, the ones that shoot the blade across the room,
Yeah.
those exist, but they suck.
Yeah, and if it's a longer handle, it's a bump handle. You got to be careful of that shit too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bump handle. It's more efficient. Now listen.
You see how stupid it sounds when you apply it to anything else?
I can go to Target right now, walk down the the kitchen wares aisle, and literally buy a set of chef knives for about anywhere from $30 to $120, and I have enough there to just start waylaying people if I wanted to.
Yeah. Dude, you remember the scene in John Wick 3 when all he did was start smashing open cases with knives and hatchets?
That was awesome.
That was the best. That scene was so fucked up.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
The whole theater was like, ah, oh.
I was the same
We're
way.
all jumping at the same time.
I was like, oh!
So we're all one hive mind now.
Especially when the dog bit that dude in the dick.
Oh.
I literally got up and I was like, ah! People are laughing at me.
It's like when a dude gets spear tackled and the helmet cracks his cup, and you're like, all right, we got to give him like 5.
Hey, let him work.
He can have a broken leg. Get his ass off the field. We got a game to play. Oh, we got spear tackled in the nuts. All right, let's give him 5.
Give him 5.
Give him 5.
Hey, take your time, bro. Take your time.
Refs, you guys gonna go get some Jimmy John's? Yeah, I'll take a turkey. But have no fear for those dreaded assault knives in your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You can get this. Go to /pro.com and you can get slash resistant body armor. It's a nice base layer there.
And you can get it on
Covers you
eBay
up.
too. I got 2 sets of this.
There you go.
Now, see, shirt and pants.
Well, yeah, because you don't want anybody slashing at your dick. That'd be
Yeah, and it
bad
really,
form.
Well, the thing is it's not the dick. It's the femoral artery.
Well, that too.
They
you don't want either.
even nick that thing, you're done. And if you can't get a tourniquet on it, you're not going to make the emergency room.
Mm-hmm. And tourniquets, those are just all kinds of fun and games on their own.
Oh, my God.
Nobody ever lost a limb to a tourniquet that was incorrectly applied or anything.
Yeah, I got you. But the thing is when we went to D.C., when I went to D.C., I was wearing a suit of this, and I had a vest on top of
It's
that.
very smart.
Just in case. And then I had the gloves. There's little gloves you could put on to protect your hands. and I had a balaclava made of the same stuff.
Yeah, your ESP saved your ass that day, because now we know for a fact that DOJ had memoranda and other shit proving that BLM and Antifa members were planning on posing as MAGA people to try to cause some shit. Gee, that whole situation, it just smells like bullshit. Glow-in-the-dark bullshit. Which I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube, but quite frankly, I don't care. Because Susie can smurf my balls. Fuck him! Fuck him in the asshole with a big rubber dick. Then break it off and beat him with the rest of it.
So you want to go to New Tech? Or
yeah, we can go to New Tech. You want to read some YouTube chats? And then
yeah,
we'll
let's
jump
do
over
that.
to New Tech?
Well,
all right.
hey, let's do a roll call first.
Got a roll call? Yes, we can do that. And then I'm going to raise this glass in memory. We have 38 currently watching on Twitch. 53 on D-Live, 77 on Odyssey, which has been running far superior lately. The people who are running Odyssey are doing a great job. Your growing pains are not showing as much as they used to. The Dark Saint wants to know where he can find Jeff's music for download or purchase.
Ooh.
From what I understand, he does sell his stuff on iTunes.
Yeah.
But Jeffrey Paul, if you are in the chat, jump on over to Rumble and drop your email address for him.
Uh-huh.
MGTOW.tv. Oh, nice. Arrow Shogun's got a bouncing booty in the chat. 45. And YouTube is rocking 780 with only 439 likes. Dude, you're slacking.
Come on.
Absolutely slacking. And I want to raise this glass for two reasons. One, today would have been my grandma's 96th birthday. She passed away December of 2020.
At 94?
At 94.
That's still a damn good
That's
run.
a damn good run. And to my dad. He passed away the day after his 62nd birthday in 2003, which was September 3rd. He died on September 4th. All happened over the weekend, and of course today, here's to him.
All right.
Godspeed.
What do we have on Rumble?
Rumble, 781.
Wow, they're almost tied with YouTube.
And they're more than YouTube now. YouTube's already dropping down to like 740.
Well, yeah.
Rumble is the future, ladies and germs.
Yep.
And for those of you on there who are having difficulty donating, because I know that it's been a problem for some people, you need to verify your account. You need to get into the settings. Don't try to do it on your phone. It's a nut roll. Do it on a computer.
Yep.
All right. First chat of the night actually came about 10 minutes after the stream was posted.
Okay.
And it comes from Marksman5150 with $5. Thank you very much. Much obliged, good sir. Chris says, here's to octupletating. Wow. Your take home. Keep up the great work, guys. Octupletating.
It's 5.
Octup sounds like 8.
Could be 8. I'm
Wouldn't
just
5
gonna
be
say
pent?
5. Yeah, you're right. I don't know what I'm talking about. Mr. English Major.
Yeah, I'm not that English, because I don't think that's English. I think it's Latin. Dark Pegasus 87 sent to your email a truth for the ages.
Yeah,
Let's
we
check
need to
it
do
out.
a comedy video on words that only white people use.
Or phrases that only white people use. Hey, how you been doing, man? Living the dream.
Or words like smote.
I smote you. So, every dude out there knows you walk up to a white dude you haven't seen in a long time. How you been doing? Living the dream. Why do we say that?
I don't know. I usually just say, well, yeah, how you doing? Well, I'm not dead yet.
I go the Shaun of the Dead route. I'm surviving.
All right.
We got Dark Pegasus. Rumor has it that ambassadors from the Soviet Union visited America. They weren't impressed by our military or NASA, but they were impressed by our supermarkets. They were amazed at how food waited for people instead of people waiting for food. The compassionate person would assume that would be enough to convince any would-be dictator, but it isn't. The fascist doesn't care if people wait in line for food so long as they don't have to wait with them, which is why the line, "we're all in this together," is bullshit. However, even Chairman Gorbachev, the great king of the Soviet Union, didn't have frozen pudding pops like the average American consumer. This is the sticking point. Even the grand ruler of a fascist regime had less than the average American pleb. Whether you're an altruist or an egotist, I don't give a damn. Whether your focus is economics or social issues like feminism, it means nothing. Substance feeds its servants better than superficiality feeds its king, and the prodigal son looks out to bitterly realize the pigs eat better than he does.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Dude, you gotta publish a book. That's very well written.
That's fucking That's
That's the nice pair of like 15-mile-an-hour tits right
It's
there.
nice tits, man. It's, you got to look at them.
You got to look at them. All right, we got Bryce Gasper with a $20 donation. I'm going to give him one of these.
Total cocks.
The water problems in Michigan are still going on, and they are covering it up. I bet they're doing this because the last governor took the heat for Flint, and this one is affecting 32 counties. I would say you have a very good point. And Whitmer is up for re-election this November, which is totally the reason why she let that voter rights legislation pass, right?
Please.
Oh, wait, she vetoed it.
Wait.
That's right.
Please send me the information on this
Oh, yeah, we can rip this shit up.
because I will definitely fuck this shit up. But this is what my problem. The reason Flint had the water problem, was it Flint or Jackson?
Flint, yeah, it was Flint.
Flint had their water problem was because the Detroit Public Works, who does the Detroit water, which feeds half the state, was charging an ass load for their fucking for the water.
Yep.
So they set up another treatment plant, and they got the water from a river close to them.
It was, I think it was a refurbished one, wasn't it? And it had
I'm not
old
sure.
shit in it, and that's where the lead came from?
No. What happened is the pH levels of the water are different.
Okay.
So the new water supply had a different pH. Everything was fine, and then they pump it out to the people. Well, it turns out many of these cities were passing the buck for years and years and not upgrading their water lines.
Yeah, like I said, it's old shit.
Yeah,
Lead pipes.
But it's not the Michigan government that did that. Listen, and quite, it's their local governments that did that because they're the ones responsible for doing that. And people were bitching because they wanted the lead pipes in their house fucking replaced. That is on the homeowner.
Yeah.
All right, like we've known lead has been fucking bad since like the mid '60s or some shit.
Not so good. Yeah.
And so if you have lead pipes in your house, you're like, oh shit, take them the fuck out.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But as we all know, personal responsibility, not really people's thing in today's day and age.
Nope.
Not in current year. EP Rock says one of the suspects killed the other, so it's down to one. True story. Dung is fun. They got the face of Tweedledee and Tweedledum. It's good shit. Alex Patino. The funny thing is that in London, authorities set up drop amnesty boxes for people to turn in their knives, and people not native to Britain were breaking into the boxes to get free knives. And that's why bureaucracy is stupid.
Yeah, that's funny. They breaking in. Yeah, I need a knife. Hey, go into that amnesty thing and let's take one out of there.
That's not a knife. This is a knife. Alex Patino follows that up with that stabbing scene in Saving Private Ryan. Did you guys know the guy getting stabbed was Vin Diesel? Actually, the guy getting stabbed was not Vin Diesel. That was Adam Goldberg.
Yeah, Vin Diesel bought it earlier in the movie from the sniper in the tower.
Yep. Yeah, that other dude, I think he was married to Christina Ricci for a while or some shit. I don't know. Things that I just happen to know in my thinking meat. Ohio Trucker 1, my deuce turning people into jelly since 1933. Also, Pop, what is the first rule to a gunfight again?
There's a lot of rules.
Well, the first rule is have a gun.
Well, preferably a long gun.
Yes.
Or have your friends with long guns and enough ammo.
Amen.
Yeah. Because you don't want to be that guy that's caught in a gunfight with no gun.
No, that would be really, really bad.
Yeah. Now, like one of my soldiers in
Or
Iraq.
a knife fight with no gun.
One of my soldiers in Iraq, he would go with his team out in the sector and patrol at night, and he would take like a small backpack just with like 20 extra pounds of fucking ammo and ordnance. And they're all like, why you gotta carry all that ammo? He goes, you ever run out of fucking ammo in a fucking gunfight? It's fucking what? It's a living nightmare.
Yep. That would
Oh,
suck,
I love
man.
that guy. I hope he's keeping me a seat warm in Valhalla, man.
Yeah.
Woo!
Woo, doggy. All right, it's about 9 o'clock, so we're going to get into the real fun stuff here, where we debunk some myths on new tech. But I figured I'd just throw an extra one in there.
That's
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to post the links where you can continue watching this stream in the YouTube chat. We're on Rumble, Odyssey, DLive, Twitch, Odyssey. It's all good shit.
Yep.
And, yeah, the butts are better, the news is better, and the music is always great. So stay tuned for those links. Drain your squirrel bladders, refill your beers, and we'll see you in 5.
All right.